Hello, friends. I'm so glad to see you. Well, I can't really see you, but you can see me. It is Friday, and today we are going to read two shorter stories instead of a few chapters from a chapter book. And guess what? They're both about, oh, as if on cue, they are both about dogs. This particular video is going to be the book No Roses for Harry. This was one of my favorite books growing up. It's decades old, and I also used to love reading it to my nieces, Sophie and Lena, when they were very little. So I thought we would start with this one today. And actually, your writing prompt today is also going to be it's going to be involving this one, this dog, Maisie. This book is No Roses for Harry by Jean Zion with the pictures by Margaret Bloy Graham. Maisie is, do you want to see the pictures too? Okay. She just had dinner and a walk, so she's ready to settle down. Here are the end papers, pretty plain. No Roses for Harry. Harry was a white dog with black spots. On his birthday, he got a present from Grandma. It was a woolen sweater with roses on it. Harry didn't like it the moment he saw it. He didn't like the roses. When he tried it on, he felt cozy and snug, but he still didn't like the roses. He thought it was the silliest sweater he'd ever seen. The next day, when Harry went downtown with the children, he wore his new sweater. When people saw it, they laughed. When dogs saw it, they barked. Harry made up his mind then and there to lose Grandma's present. I need to put on my glasses because these letters are a little smaller than I expected. Okay. When they went into a big store to shop, the children took off his sweater and let him carry it. This was just what Harry wanted. First, he tried to lose it in the pet department, but a man found it and gave it back. Then he tried to lose it in the grocery department, but a lady found it and gave it back. He tried to lose it in the flower department, but a little boy found it and gave it back. The children didn't let Harry carry it anymore. They made him wear it. As they started home, Harry was beginning to think he'd never lose it. There, Maisie. Do you like this book so far? When he got home, his friends were waiting to play with him, but Harry didn't feel like playing, so they left him alone. As he sat wondering what to do, Harry noticed a loose stitch in his sweater. He pulled at the wool, just a little at first, then a bit more, and a little bit more. Harry didn't know it, but a bird was watching. We're going to pause for one moment while I help Maisie settle down. Come on, Boo. There you go. He's okay. He's all right, honey. I don't know what's going on with her. She looks pretty chill, though. In a minute, Harry had pulled out quite a long piece of the wool. The end of it lay on the grass behind him. Suddenly, the bird flew down. Quick as a flash, she took the end of the wool in her beak and flew away with it. It all happened before Harry could even blink. Hi. Want a little something to snuggle up? Is that better? The sweater began to disappear right before Harry's eyes. First one leg, then the neck, then the other leg, then the back, and finally the whole thing was just one long, long piece of wool flying off into the sky. The sweater was gone. Harry could hardly believe it. He barked and jumped with joy. Then he ran out of the yard. He ran down the street barking "thank you" to the bird over and over again. What would that sound like? Barking to the bird "thank you" over and over again. I can hear you barking. The bird and Wool were just a tiny speck in the sky, but Harry kept following them. Ooh, can you see that? He came home thirsty and tired and was having a drink in the kitchen when the children ran in. "We got a letter from Grandma," one of them said. "She's coming to visit us," shouted the other. Harry thought of the sweater and his tail drooped. Look at his face. Why do you think his tail drooped? I would love to hear about why you think that's happening. I love how the illustrator drew it and drew his little face there. Before Grandma came, the family looked everywhere for the sweater. They wanted her to see how nice Harry looked in it. Of course, they couldn't find it. Only Harry knew why. When Grandma arrived, Harry ran to her with his leash. Then he sat up and begged. "All right, Harry," said Grandma. "After I've had my lunch and a nap, we'll go for a walk." That afternoon, Harry and Grandma and the children started off on their walk. Harry barked happily and pulled towards the park. Can you guys bark, please? When they got to the park, Harry pulled harder. The children let him off his leash and he ran on ahead. He seemed to be looking for something. All at once, he stopped under a big tree. He looked up and began to bark and wag his tail. Grandma and the children came running. They suddenly got to the tree and looked up too. Suddenly, one of the children said, and you'll see here that some words are underlined in this section, so I'm going to read those with a lot of emphasis. Suddenly, one of the children said, "I see a nest." "It's made of wool," said the other, "and it's the very same color as Harry's sweater," they shouted together. "It is Harry's sweater," exclaimed Grandma. Just then, a bird looked out of the nest. "Look, Grandma, look!" shouted the children. "Harry gave his sweater to a bird." "I wonder how he did that," said Grandma. The bird sang, and Harry wagged his tail even harder. At Christmas, Harry got a present from Grandma. It was a new sweater. Harry liked this one very much. When he tried it on, he felt as cozy and snug as the bird in the nest, but best of all, it was white with black spots. Look at his face. Maisie, what do you think? Did you like it? She really liked it. Okay, friends, that's the end of today's dog story, but I'm going to read another one in a separate video. I hope you enjoyed. I can't wait to hear what you think. Bye.